I bought a bidet. All right. I mean, I use it, but I don't, whatever the fuck you guys do. I don't meet God. I just have a clean home. You're like every night I go to heaven for 5 to 10 seconds. I kiss my grandmother goodnight and I turn off my bidet. You fucking crazy. That's so good. I just have a clean hole, brother. That's what I do. Jeez. The first time I used it, though, I didn't read the instructions, and I turned it on. You've been where I've been. You have? You broke both your wrists? You haven't been where I've been. I just turned it on. I didn't know the knob controlled pressure. And I got, how the fuck? What direction are you facing, first of all? You broke your wrist. Oh, and because you couldn't use your hands, you got a bidet. I thought it was the other way around. I thought you were like, time to try my bidet. And then it launched you. I would say into your living room, which is ironic because after breaking your wrist, you're not living. That's crazy. Well, congrats on having wrists again. I love them. So I'm on my bidet, and I turn it on, and I have no idea that I just thought it was like an on-off switch, but it's pressure. And so I turn it on, and I get hit with a force that will still wake me up on most nights. I'll wake up in my bed, Nicole's like, fuck, and then I'm like, okay, I'm safe. But it goes right in the hole on the first try. Like if Tiger Woods would have seen it, he would have been like, that's a good shot. That's impressive. And so I jump off the toilet, and I promise you, a little bit of water came out of my mouth. I get that there's a roadmap inside all of us, but I found the shortcut. If you take a picture of me to your doctor tomorrow and you just hold it up, I'll be like, oh, I heard. That's the guy. And so I jump, I scream, I get out, the water goes everywhere. And I turn it off and I'm like, I know I gotta clean up this mess. But first I'm just gonna go outside, have a cigarette. And just think about who I am as a man now. Because it's changed. It's different than before I used to be. My body's not broken, but my soul, man, it's different. And so I'm out there, and I'm smoking, I'm trying to swim. My hands are shaking, like every soldier in Saving Private Ryan. Just like, God, what did I see today? And my neighbor comes outside, he opens his door, and he looks worried, and he just opens it, he cracks it, and he goes, hey, can I ask you a question? And I look at him, I go, yeah, what's up? And he goes, did you just hear a woman scream? Because I heard a woman scream, and I was like, yeah, she's gonna be fine. Mind your goddamn business. Piece of shit. I have anxiety real bad. I'll get anxious, and when I do, I make like these impulse decisions. We got anyone else in here that likes to not think at all? Yeah, the person that moves, I fucking know. That's the one. But David Bowie died. He was my favorite musical artist. And immediately I was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo so people know he died. Even though it's, you know how it's like on the news every day? I was like, I'm gonna get this tattoo. Did you see this tattoo? I'm not playing the dick game. I'm not gonna punch you. It's just, I get a little lightning bolt on my finger because David Bowie died, okay? And I went to Dayton, Ohio, because there's a tattoo parlor called Rebel Rebel, which is a song. And I walk in, and they go, I'm like, it's fate. It's called Rebel Rebel. I'm gonna get this tattoo. I walk in, they go, do you have an appointment? And I go, you don't need an appointment for fate. I was a 26-year-old man, and I talk like a boy. And they go, you need an appointment. That's how businesses thrive. So I go down the street to the dirtiest tattoo parlor in Dayton, and I go, make this happen. So he starts doing the tattoo, While he's doing it, he goes, hey, I don't know if you know this, but we have a $160 minimum. So you might as well get another tattoo. And I go, sure, whatever you think would look cool. I don't know if any of you have tattoos in here tonight. That's not how you get that. You go, you plan it, you hold up a stencil to your body, you're like, I think this is look. So I get this tattoo, which is an anchor on my arm forever, because David Bowie died. I can't even swim. I'm afraid of most bodies of water and rain. 6 months after I get this tattoo, my friends asked me to go whitewater rafting, and I go because peer pressure is a real problem for me. And we're in the raft, and if you're not with enough friends, they put strangers in the boat, and so we're with a couple strangers, and I don't have a shirt on because the water's wet. So stupid, right? The dumbest joke ever written. And this guy across from me sees my tattoo. He's freaking out. He sees the tattoo, he looks up at me and he goes, oh, we're gonna be fine. That guy used to be in the Marines. And I had to look at him and be like, no, dude, we are going to drown. This is I'm gonna drag us down. That's what anchors do. We're gonna die tonight. I went to Iceland. It's a beautiful country. Yeah. Oh yeah, is that the same guy that moved for the bidet? Or are we just soulmates? You're just like, gonna fucking turn it on high and launch myself into Europe. I went there and the guy who moved, did you do the hot springs? Yeah. Don't sound pumped about it. What happened to you in the hot springs, man? Okay. Way to bum everybody out. So I did the hot springs, and we did this traditional hot springs, and you get in and you have to shower completely nude so that they can tell that there's nothing wrong with you. But I'm like this uncomfortable with clothes on. So I was like, I'm not gonna look at anybody's business. But what I didn't realize is that I'm just walking through the sauna with my eyes completely up, staring everyone directly in the eyes. Like I'm just walking through like this. And they're all like kind of freaking out. They're like, is he just trying to fuck all of us? They're like, he can't get everyone, right? He doesn't have that, he is American. And so I'm just lasering my way to the showers, and I finally get there, and I bend down to wash my hair, and I'm doing it, and I turn, and then I see one. It's perfect. It's like Michelangelo's The David, if it was the right size. It was the most gorgeous unit. I feel like you're not laughing because you're picturing it. You're picturing it, you're like, wow, just keep spelling it out for us. And so I'm staring at it, and then I reach a point where I realize that he's staring at me, staring at his dick. And we're forming like the perfect triangle of just uncomfortable interaction. And so I'm like, how do I get out of this? Think. And so what I do is I slowly look up into his eyes. And I just go, thank you. And then I turn back to my shower. And I'm like, please God, look away. Please God. And then I feel him turn away too. Because when he moved, the like air pressure in the room shifted. Kind of like the Gulf of Mexico in July. God. My favorite part about it is that I got to like, it was similar to the guy over there, I got to finally get to the hot springs and my girlfriend was like, how was the showers? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. She's like, I made a friend, and I was like, I made something. I maybe have an enemy, maybe have a friend, hard to tell. I do go to a therapist, and I love it. And it's the best. If you ever think about going to one, go to one. But my big issue is I have a problem opening up to people, which is ironic given like this. But I need to know that like you're okay before I tell you something personal, which makes me the worst friend. in the world. Because my friend will be like, I'm having a great day, and I'll be like, sit the fuck down, I need to unload everything right now. I'll be like, sit down, I'm unpacking. And so I'm always like too overly concerned. And so I'm at the therapist one day, and she comes in, she's a little late, and she looks upset. And so of course, I have to be like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? And then she just goes, I just found out that I'm getting divorced. And I was like, oh, let's talk about it. And then for the next 45 minutes, we got to talk about my therapist's divorce. Do you guys know how crazy that is? I Miyagi'd my therapist. I became the therapist for 45 minutes. The next time you're in therapy and you're like, I think this is going good. I think it was going great for me. It was unreal. And then with 5 minutes left, I got to look at my watch. Like I've never seen a watch in my entire life before. And just be like, oh, we gotta wrap this up. And then I felt bad because like after the whole therapy thing, she like called me and she's like, hey, I don't know if we should see each other anymore. That was unprofessional. And she's like, if you're okay with it, what do you think? And I was like, I think we need to keep seeing each other. We just had a major breakthrough. I think this is gonna be good for us.
Do you have a card?
It is.
Do you have a card for your tab?
I got ghosted recently.
Yeah, we just take it.
Okay. Did you all too? She did? Why are you pointing at each other? You're holding each other. If one of you's guilty, the other one's guilty. Which one of you robbed a bank and you're like almost kissing? Come on, guys. I got ghosted, and the thing I learned about ghosting is I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I got ghosted. She stopped messaging me, and you can't just message the girl and be like, hey, are you ghosting me? Because then you're a weirdo. And I would never be a weirdo. So what I did is I created a Google survey, and I sent it to her. And the first question on the survey was just, hey, are you ghosting me? And then the second question was just like, if you're not, how's it going? I haven't heard from you in a minute. But then the third question, because the data is what matters, was just how can we improve this survey? And she didn't take the survey. I was like, what? I was like, you can disrespect me as a man, but for you to disrespect the field of data analytics, a cornerstone of democracy, piece of shit. A couple days later, she texted me. She was like, hey, I dropped my phone in the pool. I haven't had a phone for a few days. What's this? And I was freaking out. I was like, oh, don't open that. Throw your phone back in the pool. Take your phone, throw it. That's where it lives now, in the pool. Then she stops responding. And I'm like, well, is she ghosting me now? Yeah? So I did what you would do. I created a second survey. And I sent it to her, and it just said, hey, did you get the first survey? Guys, thanks so much for having me.